1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go! Talk! Talk to me! Talk! Talk to me!
Hey, my name is Josh Scarda, and you're watching Talk to Me, a pro radio interview segment. Today I'm here with Bug Moment. They're a super exciting group based out of Milwaukee, and their debut album, The Flying Toad Circus, is out now wherever you get your music. Does everyone want to go around and introduce themselves and what they do in the band?
Sure. I'm Gray. I play guitar and I produce.
I'm Eli, I play bass.
I'm Jasmine, I do vocals.
And I'm Aiden, I play the drums.
Nice, it's really nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet
It's
you.
been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I told my editor I want to do this like last November, maybe. And then like the week after you guys announced your album, I was like, well, I feel like I should wait till the album's out for like more promo. So now
Well, thank
it's almost April.
Yeah. Yeah, we took so long to put out the album.
Nah, it's worth like every minute. It rips. Like,
Thank you
trust
so
me.
much.
How did you all meet each other, and like how did the group become what it is today? Because I understand there were some lineup changes.
Yeah, Gray and I met in a credit recovery class in high school.
Nice.
There was a program, and so we started out as a duo and released our EP Bugs. Gray knew Aiden already.
Yeah, I met Gray through a mutual friend, like Gray's best friend, Owen Nelson, and met them at his birthday party. And we talked about music and stuff, and then randomly when they like released that EP, I was like, hey, I got this space that we're in right here. I'm like, why don't we just jam or something? And then it all kind of worked out. And
I
then,
think Jazz and I were like, we wanted to play live, but we were like, we probably would want to play with a drummer. So we knew Aiden. And then for a little while, we had Parker Schultz, the Social Sig himself, playing bass with us. I mean, it was only a couple shows, but he was the bassist for a while. But we met Eli at a show because he was shooting Moonglow, like photography, not
Straight up
shooting them.
shooting.
And he was just super nice and like offered us free photos that we declined because we paid for them. And then we just knew you for a while, and then Jazz and you like met at a Cactus Club?
Yeah, it was for another Moonglow show. Jazz was there. I forget who else was playing, but I was shooting Moonglow, obviously. My cousin's the drummer for that band. And he also engineered our album, so
nice.
shout out to Sterling. But then Jasmine just pulled me aside and was like, hey, do you want to play bass for a few shows? And I was like, oh, that's like seems fairly non-committal. Yeah, I'll do that. And then now a year later, I'm still around. So.
Yes.
Well, I think I speak for everyone when this like seems like the perfect lineup. Like it seems like it's it's just like come to be like a really really awesome group of people making some really cool music.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of that new music, the new album is out now. Dropped 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I think
about
2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks old now.
It marks almost 2 years since the debut EP Bugs you were talking about earlier. How do you look back on the like band's earlier work in hindsight after the newest album?
It's kind of like I don't know, not a ton has changed like in my mind, but like as far as like the project goes, like so much has changed, like especially with the inclusion of 2 new people. Because before, like, I mean, Bugs is 100% just Jazz and I. But I feel like there's like 3 eras of Bug Moment where it's like there's Bugs, and then there's the live shows of Bugs, which is like a completely different thing, which is including Eli and Aiden. So I feel like the live version of Bug Moment, I feel like, and the recorded version of Bug Moment are like very separate. I don't know.
I would agree.
Looking back on early live Bug Moment is really funny.
We were like a 3-piece.
Yeah,
And then, yeah.
like I basically was relearning the drums throughout that entire process, so now I feel like I've kind of like got my foot back into the
Yeah.
instrument, where I'm like, okay, now I can actually like start writing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I assume like a lot's changed about recording too. How was the process of recording and even like conceptualizing this new album different from the first EP when you were just a 2-piece?
The first EP, we recorded it in our bedrooms.
Nice.
So it was literally bedroom pop. And then for this second project, we also recorded it in a bedroom, but
A different bedroom.
different bedroom.
Nice.
I have okay. Multiple bedrooms, probably. So the album started as like, it was just gonna be me producing it on my computer, and we've had like the whole album technically,
Kinda, yeah.
like my version done for a while, and I was like, this is not good enough. Like this cannot be an album. This is not like a step up. So your cousin.
Yeah, thankfully, I think I had suggested, I could be mistaken,
You did.
but my cousin has had audio engineering experience that spans like since his early teens, if not
Wow.
before then.
Okay.
And he's produced so many artists around Milwaukee already and like engineered for them as well. And he operates out of his bedroom and I live with him. So it's like, I was like, well, it's like right there. And he's also one of the best, if not the best at what he does. So why not just like ask him if he wants to? And then I asked him, like just him and I had a conversation. He was like, yeah. Because realistically, he does all the engineering and producing for Moonglow, or most of it rather. And that's like a 5-piece band with like a lot more like dynamics and like a whole lot more going on.
For sure.
So to do something more like driven and like a little like dirtier and grittier, like our music, I feel like would be something that not only is like new for him, but something that would be like fresh and make him excited about engineering. you
Yeah.
know?
And
And he did it, and it turned out really well. so-
yeah, Sterling and I work together like super closely. His name's Sterling. If we know
Yeah, my cousin's name's Sterling.
His name's Sterling. So I was like, I exported like my stems, like all of the individual tracks of like everything that we had done for the album, and then I just sat with him and like redid the whole album basically. And it was like, I feel like I was there for like months on end, like every day.
Mhm.
Even though it's not true, but like it feels like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it changed so much, and now I feel like the way I want to like produce music or like record new music is kind of like through that process. Maybe a little fast
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it took
yeah,
us
yeah.
like 2 years.
That's awesome, keeping it local.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Yeah. I was just curious about this. I know like release anxiety is definitely something that happens. So were any of you like nervous at all about releasing the album before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wanted to like. Oh, it was tough because this is like the first project that I've ever worked on, like at all musically. So it was just like, oh shoot, like I have no like idea if this is like good or not. I was wanting to like cut songs and cut parts and stuff like days before releasing it, but stuck through and it turned out pretty good. So now I can let go from that project and just focus on the new stuff.
I have absolutely no point of reference personally, because I hadn't played, like I'd been playing instruments for a while, but I had never played on a stage or in front of anyone until Jasmine had asked me to do so. Funny enough, a year exactly to the day before our album release show at the Back Room was the first show I played with this band.
That's
so it was like
so
a
awesome.
huge full
Yeah.
circle moment. But I honestly didn't feel like too crazy about it, like the release. But that's just me. I also didn't have as much skin in the game as like these three, because I came in the midst of like a lot of the songs had already been conceptualized and most of the parts were already written. So I didn't have like a lot of pressure on me, I wouldn't say. But it was still fun. I had a good time.
I was really anxious about it. I had like, I had like a schedule for myself because like I wanted to like achieve, like I wanted to be done with like everything on my end by the end of February, which I think I did achieve. I was cutting it really close, but I did achieve that. And I know, I'm sure Jazz, you were rather anxious as well.
Yeah, I also was like in Aiden's shoes. I was like, we need to cut that song. Like that should be on the album. And I remember like, just being kind of unsure if like this album would really come together, but it did. And I was honestly more nervous about the album release show for some reason. So I guess that kind of distracted me. But both were good.
One of the most interesting things that I, just as a listener, picked up while listening to the album is how you balance the more lighter songs like Little Frog and Mosquito.
Yeah.
Mosquito. With the more energetic and rock influenced songs like "It's Getting Dark, You Left Me at the Circus," "Teeth," and then sometimes they come together on the same track, like
Yeah.
on "Carousel" and "Germ,"
Yeah.
which are like the best moments of that album in my opinion. Do you go out of your way to create that like duality between sounds naturally, or does it just kind of happen when you play together?
Kind
I
of
feel
both.
like I feel like Bug Moment songs just like are big swells. Like
Yeah.
they always end on like a higher note.
Mhm.
So like Germ, like it starts like acoustic and it's really soft, but then like the ending, yeah, I don't know.
I think coming from like the unique perspective of having entered the band with a lot of the songs already having been on paper, one of the things that initially drew me to the sound was the fact that the instrumentation was very like driving and like aggressive, but the vocals were very melodic and soft.
Mhm.
And I think that contrast is quite unique. And I think that's also part of the fun of writing these songs, that we can write really like crazy aggressive instrumentation, but like also have the really like enchanting vocals, so to speak.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like seeing that, like on Carousel, like that's one of my favorite tracks easily,
Same.
and Teeth in particular. But both of those have like those like moments where the instruments are doing like a whole lot, and then the vocals are like complementing it in a way that you wouldn't immediately. Like if you showed someone the instrumentals for some of the songs, I reckon they wouldn't pair the vocals to the instrumentals, but it works.
Yeah,
So
that's an interesting thought. I hadn't thought of it like that.
I like that you asked that. I was like, do you think that happens when we play together? Because I feel like, yeah, definitely that's the reason it sounds like that. Is like there's too much like influence, and like we're like, what if the song is 2 songs? And, like I feel like that happens a lot, and I definitely like doing that because I like listening to a lot of different stuff. So like, Slush is like definitely 2 songs that were like, it's 1 song, and like Carousel is definitely 1 song, but like the first part is
I mean, it was technically 2 songs because you had written the chorus for something else.
oh, that's right, yeah.
And we combined it into.
You're right. Aiden wrote like a lot of the guitar parts for a lot of songs secretly, but like Carousel is one of the main ones where he wrote like the intro, like that acoustic part. I'm playing it. We're both playing it,
Yeah.
but like you wrote that bit, and then when it leads into the chorus, like I had that chorus made
Yeah,
for
that
a
was-
different song that I was.
You were like,
making.
oh, that's the same chord from blah
Yeah.
blah, and then it just kind of.
So we just like stitched these 2 songs together to make 1 song. So just this is the tip to the creator out there: make 30-second songs, make 2 of them, and then you have 1 song.
I had to sneak in one bug-related question. What do you guys think is the most underrated kind or species of bug?
I mean, I don't know if it's like underrated, but I think that like my favorite kind of bug is like mantis, like praying mantis sort of style bugs.
Like a good stick bug.
Yeah,
You
stick
know?
bug, pretty good.
I really appreciate the aesthetic variability of moths. Like they can look so different, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not
I
really.
didn't know about that.
I'm not really a bug guy. I kind of like
Don't say
like
that.
I like kind of like despise like they're just like kind of like gross to me.
They're like aliens. They're cool.
And
They
that's
really
why I don't
are.
like
It's
them.
actually so
I'm like, oh, you're not like. You're gonna like. I never know if they're gonna like hurt me or anything. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, they are a little
Like centipedes,
Kill
I
or
think
chill.
those are the
They're
worst.
ambivalent.
Yeah,
I like hate
no.
like it's like on site. I would kill any centipede that like I see.
Do not say that.
I don't know. Cancel me. I hate centipedes.
But yeah, no, yeah. The name began as a result of a joke
It
between
did.
these 2.
I was like, yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
good.
here, I'll preface it, then you can hop in.
Okay.
We were trying, we were making songs, and then we didn't have a name for, like, we made it, like, the EP, and we still didn't have a name. And so we were, like, trying to come up with a name, like, on the spot. And I think for some reason we agreed on bug being, like, the first word. We wanted to be, like, bug something. So it was, like, bug king or, like, bug queen, and both of those are kind of, like, eh. And they were also already taken.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. We're like, damn, they're already taken. And I was like, that's a bug moment. And then Greg was like, oh my god.
I just thought it was funny.
That's What's the name? And I was like, that's weird, but
Hearing a dejected,
whatever.
oh, that's a bug moment. Like, that was hilarious. Like, that was so funny. I was like, let me use that.
That's an amazing origin story. That's really funny. Getting back to like the lore of the new album that we were talking about a little bit with the release show, it's kind of the whole world of that is kind of expanded on with the double music video that you released on release day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Lagoon and Carousel. So I think that the music video turned out super awesome. I sent it to everybody I knew. I love like all of like the minute details of like the poster and the gas station. It's just so funny and like such an awesome video. What was the process of filming that like? Because it looked really fun.
Thankfully, we had
Joe
Joe
Filmco.
Joe Filmco.
Joe Ludwig.
Shout out to Joe.
Joe Ludwig.
He made the process really seamless. I've worked on like promotional material, specifically videos for bands before. It was difficult, in particular for me, to kind of let the creative reins like loose, because I do enjoy like having a hand in those things. However, they were in very capable hands, and like we sat down at Anodyne with Joe and Keith McAllister. Shout out Keith.
So, Keith.
Just to like go over like what the video is, and it was almost, we had like a loose concept of what we wanted it to be, and they asked like really good guiding, or Joe in particular asked really good guiding questions to kind of flesh out the idea, and he had a lot of cool ideas for shots, particular shots as well. So he just has a very good mind for it. So he really facilitated the entire
I
process.
feel like he knew exactly what we wanted. Like, as soon as we like talked to him about the idea, he was like, "Oh, Lord of the Rings horror."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh yeah,
It's camp.
yeah."
It's so camp.
Definitely.
What do you
It like was over like half a year though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's
through
right.
like
It's a different season. Every like section, it's like wait. The first shot is like
Winter.
dead winter, snow everywhere, and then as soon as we leave, it goes like to peak summer.
Summer.
It's really
We're
like,
really bad about our time management.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something about our band.
It was a road trip.
Yeah,
yeah, right?
We were just in different
That makes
regions.
sense.
Time was
Yeah.
progressive.
Yeah.
biome.
I was wondering if there are like any artists in particular that inspired either like the band overall or just the sound of the new album.
Definitely My
Yes.
Chemical. We all love My Chemical
Yeah,
Romance.
I have a giant My Chem tattoo on my leg. It's like my
Nice.
entire thigh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we all like kind of bond over that band like specifically, and then like I think the like that kind of brings us all together like for the full like aesthetic and like sound of our stuff. But then like for each specific song, I feel like it's just each of us bringing something different because we all like kind of like branch out into our subgenres and like
Yeah.
things that we like, and that's where you get like the variability.
Yeah, like before joining this band and knowing these people, like I had no clue what hyperpop was or that it was a genre. And now I'm like in a hyperpop band. So it's like we all draw from different places. Like Aiden is very much into like very complex like prog like instrumentation, which is really cool, and you can hear that a lot in the way he plays guitar and drums. And like obviously Jasmine has like that folky Alex G inspiration for like
Phoebe
some
Bridgers
like
type.
melancholy lyrics and delivery for the lines. Gray's production shines through on the hyperpop songs, and it's like things that I would never conceptualize. And I got for the It's Getting Dark and You Left Me at the Circus, I got that bass line after listening to Land of a New Rising Sun by Jimi Hendrix. Like
Nice.
that bass line was inspired by a Jimi Hendrix song. So like we all are coming together
What?
from all these. I'm so serious.
Yeah, that did. I
Like
didn't know that.
yeah. So we're all coming from these different places, but it just works.
Yeah, I'd say that it's so all over the place with what we like. Like
Yeah.
if we were to generalize, like we'd be like Aiden emo, jazz, folk, like you like salsa, like jazz influence, and me like glitchcore, hyperpop.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that's very
that not what
generalized.
Bug
But I feel like,
Moment is?
Exactly.
but I feel like
Bug Moment?
individually, like
Melting pot.
there is like parts where like Aiden does like glitchcore stuff, Jazz does like folk or like jazz like influence shit. Like there is like we do like that stuff. I just feel like if we were
Alex
to
G.
generalize it, then yeah. But yeah, I feel like it's just a weird eclectic influence of other bands.
Jasmine's losing her mind.
The jazz.
But yeah, I think it's all of those things that when you put it in the crucible and you light that bitch, that's what Bug Moment is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that melding of all his influences is so awesome. I didn't want to ask about hyperpop, but I do want to talk
Let's
about
get into it.
Let's get into it. Like Slush, I think is probably like the most. Like those snares, like sound like underscores.
Oh.
Snares.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh my
wow,
God.
you actually just exposed me. So, I never thought I'd ever have to say this. Those are underscores.
those are no way.
Some of them
Some,
are.
okay.
So when they were funding the like vinyl campaign for Fishmonger, I pledged to get the vinyl, but like I did like the second tier, which so Deb would send you the B-sides to Fishmonger, and then like 20 like snare samples. So I have this like folder on my computer called like Lunch Rush samples. And when I was making the instrumental to Slush, I think like 3 of like the snare samples on it are like chopped up underscores
Nice,
snares that are like mixed with like other weird samples I had.
Sorry, I did not mean to give away your sauce. Like
No, that's okay. I think that she's like Devin from Underscore. She's like one of my main influences. I feel like for like my production and like when I sing on songs, I feel like I'm low key copying her and like that's definitely like cool that you like exposed me like that. Yeah, I never thought I'd have to say that. I was gonna just hope that no one ever asked.
Oh no, we can cut it.
No. I
Okay.
kind of like that. I kind of like that.
Okay. Which song is the most fun to perform live? Then?
For me, Lagoon is just. I feel like I'm most consistent with that one, and that means I'm having a good time because I can play it.
Yeah, I'd say like Lagoon is probably my favorite to play live, but recently, tooting my own horn, I like playing Face Paint a lot. That's another lore thing of ours is that we call our songs all the wrong names because they weren't called that.
Lagoon was Godzilla Final Wars.
Face Paint was originally called Hanger.
We changed like half the album's names like
It's Getting
5 seconds
Dark.
Oh
before
my God.
submitting it. And
Yeah,
it was
It's
like,
Getting Dark was called Moss.
But that was too close to Moth, so we changed it.
Yeah, I think almost every song had a different name.
What was your favorite?
about half the album.
My
favorite to play?
my favorite to play live. Oh man, I really like Mosquito because we play it very differently live than it sounds in the studio. There's like this huge like wall of sound moment that I feel like can catch you off guard if you don't already know it's coming. And it's just so fun to like have a really long lull in all the sound and then to just come in all at once. It's all, I don't know, it's really fun. But yeah, either that or Carousel's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's I like Sludge? I don't know. I like them all.
I like Flytrap. Playing that live sounds crazy.
Jasmine will send me like 8 different videos from the live show
Dude,
of
it
Flytrap,
does.
and then
That
it
was
always
so-
says this. This sounds so cool.
Dude, I get to
every
use-
single
I
time.
get to use all my vocal pedals for once, and I don't know.
You just like screaming into a bunch of effects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how is that not fun to do?
Yeah.
But also Lagoon.
Yeah.
Also,
Lagoon.
So that might be going back.
Probably
that might be
Lagoon.
the consensus that
Yeah.
we all.
yeah,
That's
like
his favorite.
Yeah.
Gage is grimacing at me right now. Going like more about live music, you've become like an essential staple of the whole live music Milwaukee thing that's going on right now. Ever since concerts have kind of returned following the initial stages of the pandemic, has being a part of this whole like local scene that's really blossoming right now been influential at all to your creative
Super
process?
cool. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Like the whole Milwaukee scene is so cool, and everybody in it's like just genuinely good people, and like I've gotten to play with a couple other Milwaukee bands like Social Sig. I played one show. I played with Jacob Slade for a little bit, and like it's just cool to like actually know other musicians because I like my whole 18 years before being in a band, I was like, wow, Milwaukee like just doesn't like have music. It doesn't exist unless it's like chill on the hill. I was like, I'd rather like play on the playground or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's cool.
the Milwaukee music scene is it makes me want to go on tour, but to bring the people who come to the shows. You know what I mean? Like I want to go on like a nationwide tour, but everyone in the audience is from Milwaukee, just to like bring the energy everywhere as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta get a fan bus.
Yeah, it's pretty easy from like a national perspective to overlook the Milwaukee music scene because it is such a small market. But wow, do the people that like show up here, do they show up? Like the fact that we can, you know, sell out venues like the Back Room with an all local lineup is just super cool, and it's a blessing, and it always feels fantastic. It's also incredibly collaborative. Like Jasmine has sung with Social Sig and has a side project with Jacob Slade, and I don't know. It's just the friends that I've made through just playing music and like being on the same bill as people. It's just like it's all I could ask for.
Yeah, I've met some of like my favorite people through the scene. Like, I'll probably forget people, but like Spoy and Honey Creek and like Shooby and like, I mean, there's so many people like Garden Home, Tiny Voices,
M-Way
as well. Like, there's just I don't even know. There's
Right
just
Nine.
Right Nine. There's just like those are genuinely
Diet
like
Light.
our
Diet
friends.
Light.
Like those are like
So
people that
many.
we like talk to on
Yeah.
the regular.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't have known them unless it was like for like the Milwaukee music scene.
It's so funny because like since Milwaukee in general is so small, you'll go to like the Milwaukee Public Market and be like, oh, there's Diet Light over there.
There's
that's
There's the
Doubter.
Nile Club.
Yeah. There's Doubter. There's OK Omen.
If you had infinite resources and could build your dream lineup for one of your shows, which bands would you play with? Where would you play?
Get out of here.
I'm
That's such a
Mike
good
Mann.
question.
All right, let's each pick one because
Before you start, I just want to add that the supporting acts don't necessarily have to be from Milwaukee.
Right.
Or, like,
do
you
they
can,
have to
like,
be
open
together
it
still?
No, do
Okay.
whatever you want. Yeah.
I mean, like I think my goal is to blow up acts. I don't know, but no. I want to play with Underscores really, really bad.
Hell yeah.
Like I think that I think we could open for her and it would bang. I think it would be really good. But yeah, Underscores.
I think, and I'm sorry if I'm robbing your answers, but opening for My Chem would be
Very cool.
probably like
When
Yeah.
Hunter Gex did it, that's very cool.
I have no idea if like I received an email that was like, okay, that's like booked. I have no idea how I'd react.
Yeah.
Like I'd be a liability to those
Yeah.
around me. So,
I feel like if that happened, like in Milwaukee, I don't think the city would be the same. They have
That would be insane.
you flip the hop.
Yeah. We're flipping the hop. I don't know when, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think like Alex G has always had like obscure artists open up for them. Like every time he goes on tour, I'm like, what? So I feel like Bug Moment, Alex G, that'd be fucking sick. Or Sweet Pill.
Sweet Pill would be really cool.
I want to open
very
for Sweet
good.
Pill one day.
This I don't think this will ever happen, but this band Hail the Sun, they're like my favorite band, and they're just so good. So I kind of just want to be able to see them live, you know. So if playing with them is a chance to do that again, that's the way to do it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That would be the line.
That's a good question.
My
That's
Chemical
another
Romance
good-
Underscores Alex G. Hail the Sun. Bill.
With special guest appearance from Social Sig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in that
That's
band
so-
is such a sweet
I
person.
love
And it's 8 hours
it's my
long.
cousin.
Yeah. it'd be like a
10-minute
festival.
sets.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you have any long-term goals in mind for the group, or like bigger things that you couldn't necessarily do now, but maybe want to do years from now?
We have a certain thing that we're working on right now.
A dastardly plan.
Let's say.
We cannot say, however.
Okay.
But personally, I think it'd be really cool to be like support for like a nationally headlining act. There's like a couple bands that I know of, and I have like friends in some bands that already do that. So it's like it seems pretty tangible, and I think that'd just be a really cool experience because it's like experiencing like a tour life without the pressure of being the headliner. So it's kind of like, you know, you have nothing to lose as the opener, you know? So you could just go out there and give everything every night and have no regrets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
that's
want to.
Go ahead.
I want to make some Bug Moment pants.
Dude, yeah, genuinely.
That would be sick.
That would be cool.
Bug Moment apparel, Bug Moment collab with Crocs.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy.
The croc, the bug croc.
Yeah, but going on tour would be really cool. But like these Crocs
Yeah.
would be really
Crocs.
sick.
Bug Moment X Old Navy.
We just gotta make those like things that you stick in the hole.
Oh yeah,
The
the little
studs.
charms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
Croc
Crocs
charms.
are kind of all bugged out. They're all
Bugged out.
bugs.
Yeah.
I want to do more like music videos and just like other like short videos because I like when bands have like a lot of stuff on like YouTube to watch because like I don't know, just like a lot of bands that I watch, they'll either have like guitar tutorials or drum covers or whatever, and I like that kind of stuff, like the insides of like what the band does, you know.
Yeah. To wrap things up for today, what can we expect coming next from Bug Moment?
Big teams.
Big things coming.
Big teams.
We're doing. Wait, okay.
Hang
We're
on.
doing.
I'll give a vague thing.
Okay,
Collab moment.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Just collab moment. That's
New
all.
music.
Yeah,
New
new music
music.
primarily. We have like a summer show run that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Like I'm just excited to get out there
Do we?
and be in people. Kinda, yeah, I would say.
I thought that's more like a spring because like we haven't.
Yeah, it's spring.
Yeah,
A spring,
we
a
haven't
spring
really been-
summer show
There's
run.
something really cool coming in August. That
Yeah.
is gonna be announced next month. But
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just excited for it to be warm and to play and to see everybody vibe to the music and get in their faces when I play the bass.
But this collab.
this
But the
collab.
But that,
Let's hope it pans
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're really excited about that in particular. I think I speak for everyone when we say that that's like, it's something completely unforeseen, something that I don't think anyone ever would have imagined would happen. But it's cool, and if it happens, then it'll be like a really like wow, and then
Then I can leave the band and go
I'll be like-
and start my farm somewhere, and I'll be good.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking with me today. It's been really fun. I want to remind everyone who's watching, you can find Bug Moment at Bug Moment on Instagram and Twitter, as well as our Instagram at Pro Radio. Thanks for watching Talk to Me. Have a good day, and goodbye.
Bye.
Awesome.